Hello, hello, hello. Today's going to be an interesting one. So today we are reviewing Peerlist. Now, why is this interesting? Well, long story short, we actually used Peerlist quite a long time. So we've been in there from the early days, from back last year, I think it was, with React India. Incredible platform. It's basically a not crappy LinkedIn that's for tech. So whereas LinkedIn feels horrible to use and it's full of people that are basically lizards in suits, Peerlist is kind of like the tech version that's much nicer. So with that being said, I'm going to go grill their website. So let's start with this. So looking at the homepage, I know exactly why this has been done. Couldn't possibly be to do with Google indexing and trying to essentially rank a lot of these, could it? I also see this. So one of the things that I think is really nice is the fact that you have these profiles. I mean, you're missing one of the best companies from this section here and one of the best people, funnily enough, but you know, we'll let all of these Z-list celebrities take the shine instead. But yeah, no, it's really good. So it has a lot of incredible influential folks on here, and essentially I can see from the get-go that it's made in this table view, and I love this table view. I think this is actually really good. There is something else I want to see, because I did see it earlier on. Is it inside of companies? Yes. So this is one of the things that I don't like about the website is this. So this weird looking hand-drawn, scribbly Mac OS style, although I do really like this, it doesn't match the rest of the website. Like everything else is clean lines. Look at these nice clean lines. And then, boom, you get Fisher Price My First tabs, which is not the way to go. But I do like this in general. It's nitpicking. We're splitting hairs. I also really like, I'm a sucker for these things where they switch through. And again, they use the exact same motif. I think it especially doesn't match here, because if you look at these kind of have this like skeuomorphic, long drop shadows, nice and subtle. Whereas the Chrome browser kind of has this cutesy look, which isn't, it's not the same thing. And again, very nice, very easy to use, very fast. But I now want to go into some of the different parts of this. Now, I actually got a Google Lighthouse performance thing from a long time ago. So I'm going to swap between these, and we're going to look at this great one. Yeah, this one's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. So obviously these, so let me see if, this is the other one. Here we go. So first thing I noticed is that your structured data is broken. So the object member name or whatever the hell's going off here looks as though it's missing a little curly bracket somewhere in here. I suspect it's the JSON that's broken. Just double check it, and if you're not already using it, you can use, what's it called? Schema DTS, I think it's called, the TypeScript package, to essentially match it up with your database response. So hopefully that could help with you here. Same principle applies, at least from when I was running it through the tester for the actual homepage of Peerlist. So I can see, again, this is not just exclusive to breaking on our company's website or our company's page. It's actually broken on Peerlist as well. So I know you're not just snubbing me, basically. And then we'll go on to the page speed insights, which are quite interesting. So page speed insights, this one's using the actual website itself. They do differ from time to time. So I don't want to say that this is a solid, D- performance. I think it's a lot better than this, and it feels a lot faster. However, this is what I got from this particular performance, and I want to go through it very quickly and kind of talk about a couple of different things. So first of all, let me check very quickly if Peerlist, I forgot what the tech stack is inside of here. Next.js, okay, cool. So I can grill it on a Next.js front. Other thing here, and I think you are using Tailwind from memory. So yeah, you are using Tailwind, but there is things like Emotion.js, and depending on what you're doing with that, it may be worthwhile. Let me just check one more thing. So see if you can bump the version of Next.js up. And as I always say, a nice, easy solution to this. If you can get it up to the latest version and the Canary version, potentially, you can run the experimental partial pre-rendering, which means that when somebody hits your website for the first time, it gets the response a lot faster before you actually see, the interactivity of the website. So let's go back. Let's go check this out, and let's break down the page speed insights. So again, visually, Peerlist is as close to perfect as I would say. And I even like the fact that you're not using a sans serif font. You're actually using this like semi-cursive serif font. I think this looks really cool, and it tells me exactly what you do. I mean, you've not wasted any screen real estate with telling me, you know, it's a professional network for people in tech. So yeah, very impressed. And again, social proof, all of these folks, I know a lot of these people that are on here, so it's really cool that you've got that too. And all these different bits and pieces at the bottom. Oh, you know what? I have never seen this before. I didn't even clock this. Love these animations. This is really nice, really tasty. And the fact that it goes to like, there you go. Cool. Yeah, so main thread work, when I was looking through this, a lot of this is going to be analytics tools. And what's not analytics tools, I would definitely recommend running Next's bundle analyzer. So there is a good chunk of stuff in here that I imagine you already are aware about. And you basically are taking the trade-off of the performance hit for the richness of the analytics. However, one of the ones that most people don't know about necessarily is the Google Tag Manager one. So Next actually has a Next.js third-party libraries section. Just double check whether you can actually use this. So they actually have a Google Tag Manager, and they actually have a Google Analytics somewhere in here. Where are we? There we go, Google Analytics. So they have both. I don't know if you're using them already. It might improve performance. I'm not sure. But ultimately, that's one of them. And again, I'm seeing a lot more of just analytics tools and such here. The minimize main thread work. So this one is almost always a misnomer whenever we read this. And a lot of this is down to script evaluation, which is to be expected if you pack the website absolutely full with analytics. You better have a good terms and conditions with that as well. But yeah, so and large is contentful paint. This absolutely tanked. I have no idea why it's saying 19.2 seconds. I have a feeling that this again is a misnomer. I don't think it actually is this, but there is a gigantic load delay, and I suspect again it may be due to analytics. Depending on what you're doing, at some point it may be reducing the analytics on some of the pages or dynamically loading these in, depending on what you're going to do and which analytics are important on which part of the site. If it's just a flat importance and that basically outweighs the cost of the website itself, then so be it. Another thing I found interesting was whether you wanted to split at some point, basically get them, and I don't know the way that it's currently structured, but it may be worth at some point splitting it into a mono repo if you haven't already, and having a kind of isolated website side of things and the app side of things, so that the bundle basically doesn't get combined and you are essentially only loading those performance aspects on the web app side of things, and then that leaves you the actual website side of things to really kind of build up on the SEO performance side. But yeah, that was one of the thoughts that I had. And again, Google Tag Manager, New Relic, Clarity, Google Analytics, some CloudFront stuff here. I'm guessing this is just using the CDN or something along those lines. I mean, CloudFront's great if you've got 120K in your back pocket, so don't worry about that. Just joking, obviously. I don't know if you saw that recently, but obviously just be aware that if you ever decide to take the pivot into gambling websites, you're probably going to see a massive bill. And again, the reduce unused CSS. There are some things that you can, basically this. So the beauty of this website is that you actually can put this now gives you personalized Next.js results. This is only a recent thing. I think it's in the last year. This lazy loading thing, so make sure if you are using Next Image, which you are not, you're using CloudFront. Okay, so there's some sort of on-the-fly optimization from CloudFront, I'm guessing. Basically, just see if you can set priority on it if you haven't already, and rather than a lazy load, but it may be a requirement with what you're doing. Properly sized images, this is negligible. When you see 67 kilobytes, it's not a big deal. A lot of this load is going to be inside of the actual JavaScript itself rather than anything else. The efficient cache policy, again, this is all CDN stuff by the looks of it, which makes sense. Anything inside of here? Analytics? Nope. Legacy. Okay, sometimes, I'm not sure if this is the same thing. Look. I'm not gonna get bent out of shape over that. I mean, it's even saying 0 kilobytes here, and the network payload. So I'm guessing this is due to the amount of data that gets passed across. I have a feeling it's going to be the majority of it's going to be related to that. So from a performance perspective, you you can do better. You can get this PPR stuff working, and it would basically put this this like progression over time. It would load a little bit earlier, but it depends on the latest version of Next.js. And I know this is a massive application, so it's a bit optimistic to say, just go up to the latest version and just make it work. But that would be one of the things that's a nice, easy fix, because it should, in theory, only be 3 lines, I believe. Oh, last thing I want to check as well. If I hit the network very quick, I always like to check if you are caching this. So I hit this here, and you can go have a look and see if there is a... this doesn't look like it's being cached. How is it being handled? Okay, yeah, so I have a feeling this isn't cached, but I also think it may be because you're doing it specifically. And I don't know, I can't give you exact specific advice because of how it's being built. How is it being built? Oh, also, I know that Microsoft Clarity is pretty good, because this is basically Hotjar, but for free, that Google's pretty much fronting the cost on. I see, yeah, you're doing something custom from the hosting side. I would not want to comment on that, because they can be so wildly different for everybody's individual circumstances. So I hope that is a good grill and a good set of feedback. Tell me if there's anything in particular you want me to go back to you with in granular detail, and we'll try and help out. But yeah, hope you have a great day and keep making incredible work. So yeah, take care. Bye.